Good morning, welcome back to the Shadower. Today I'm going to be meeting with a friend of mine who says she does accounting for a housing business or something like that. To be honest, I never really know what I'm getting into when I go to a lot of these job shadows, so it's as much of a learning experience for me as it is for anyone else watching. So I know I've been doing a lot of office jobs lately, and I'm trying to branch out a little bit. I've got a bit of a more interesting one coming up pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that.
How's it going?
Hey.
It's down here.
How often do you ever come in on Saturdays?
I used to more when I first was starting, but I almost never do. So my boss said we could show you the design center too, which has nothing to do with my job, but it's kind of cool if you want to see it.
Yeah, sure. So what is your job?
I'm the accountant. So my job's boring. I warned you.
Yeah, so what does this company do?
So we are a home builder. We build homes out in Harriman and Draper, down in St. George. So yeah, we're a home building company called Right Homes. I'm their accountant.
How did you end up getting into accounting?
So it was back in high school. Actually, it was back in junior high. I had some young women leaders that were accountants and they worked from home, and I thought that sounded like the most awesome thing in the whole wide world because I wanted to be able to work from home.
Yeah.
And so back in junior high, I was like, I think I'm going to be an accountant. I had no idea what accountants did. I just knew that they could work from home. And so
Yeah.
I was kind of excited about that. And then in high school, I took an accounting class. They had one that was offered through Slick, but at our actual school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took that class, and it was super duper easy for me. So that's kind of what led me to kind of pursue it further.
Yeah, I remember I took an accounting class and I did pretty well in it, and I considered going into it because I hear they make pretty decent money, like in general.
Yeah, you can make pretty good money. I think when I first started, I was making, fresh out of college, not knowing anything really, I made, I think, $21 an hour or something like that. So it's not like super fabulous, but for not knowing anything, I was like, woohoo, give me money.
Yeah,
but really, I didn't know anything.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So what is it that you do for the company then?
So this is a smaller company. We have about 20 employees. So for this company, I do HR, a little bit of HR. I do payroll. I do all their accounts payable, accounts receivable. I do their financial statements. I get everything ready. We hire a CPA to do our taxes. So I get everything ready for him, and then he files all the taxes. There's different types of accountants. There's you can be into tax, or you can do audit, or you can do corporate, or just bookkeeping. There's lots of different forms of accountants. That's what a lot of people don't realize. If you say I'm an accountant, they all assume, oh, can you help me with my taxes? But not every accountant does taxes. I don't do taxes.
Does it take a lot to learn to be able to do the taxes part?
No, it's just a different field. Like, you just kind of have to study law, the laws of taxes. And laws change often, which is kind of why I didn't want to mess with that. It's a little tricky, but yeah, they're all good careers. Any one of them is great.
Yeah.
But I chose to kind of do more corporate and then small business now. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people assume when it comes to accounting, it's like, oh, you just pay attention to how much money goes out and comes in. How hard could it be?
Yeah.
So would you consider it to be difficult at times, or?
I think you have to have the mind of an accountant to be able to do it. It's definitely, like, for me, it's not crazy. And for me, like, certain things may be hard, but they're also interesting. Like, I like to study up and learn about it. But for some people, it's not what they want to do, right? They don't want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to track that sort of thing. I don't think you actually. I think everyone thinks accountants are, like, really good at math. So how people come and be like, what's this plus this divided by this and times this? I'm like, I don't know. Well, I use a calculator, right? I use a calculator to figure those things out. I think to be an accountant, you just need to be good at organization and managing money and tracking it and be good with computers. That's probably my biggest strength in my field, is that I'm really good with computers, with Excel. I know how to manipulate data to have it show me what I want it to show me quickly, instead of like searching through and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I can do some function on Excel that will get it for me fast. So I think that's probably one of my biggest strengths in accounting. I'm not always as good at the law sort of side of things, but that's why we have a CPA, where I can reach out to him and have him help me answer some of those questions. So.
Right. So what are some examples of like what you keep track of at this company?
So because we're a home building company, we have a lot of subcontractors, we have a lot of vendors, and so a lot of my job is making sure all of them get paid on time, and all of them, we're approving bills, making sure that what they're charging us is appropriate for what we've agreed, and then making sure they get paid on time, and then also tracking house sales, making sure we're staying profitable, making sure our owners know what's going on, right? Because they're way smarter than me. They make way more money than me. They want to be working on things that are going to make us lots of money. I don't necessarily make us lots of money, but I make sure that we know where our money's being spent, that we know.
Yeah, make sure you're not losing it.
Yep, make sure we're not just throwing it away. So that's kind of some things that I do here.
Yeah. So you said you went to college. How much actual schooling is required to be able to get into accounting?
So if you just have a bachelor's in accounting, you can start being an accountant. There's actually even an associate's program you can do at certain places, where you can get your feet wet and get your head in the door. But I have a bachelor's from Utah State, and if I wanted to, I could have kept going and gotten a master's and taken some tests and become a CPA, but that wasn't the route that I wanted to go. I kind of just wanted to end at bachelor's. So there's a 2-year program. Usually how much education you have is how much you're going to start making, right? So there's a 2-year program, a 4-year program, and then to have a master's, I think it's just 3 semesters at some schools and 4 semesters at other schools. So you can get as much education as you want.
So where would you be, like what kind of job would you be able to do if you went for a master's then? How would that be different?
So with the master's, I probably would have started a little bit higher wherever I started. You can work in audit, public accounting. You'll probably hear that before. That's where you work for companies like Ernst & Young, and I can't think of any others right now. I'm blanking. But there's several big accounting firms that do audit, and they go into corporations and they'll audit their financial statements, have them be checked and make sure that they're accurate, and then they report to the public and say, we feel confident in this company is doing what's right. Kind of just the basic gist of them, but that's something you can do with the CPA. You can also do tax. You can do my job and just make more money if you have your CPA license.
Yeah.
But it's not required for every bit and piece of accounting. So.
Right. So what's your end game? Do you plan to just keep going along with this and see where it goes, or do you plan to move up in some way?
So my biggest goal with accounting, like I said, is I liked the idea of being able to work from home, right? I liked the flexibility that I saw from women that I knew when I was younger, and so my biggest goal was not to go to the top of any company and be, the master accountant of the company, right? I just wanted to have a flexible job.
Yeah.
And so you kind of create the type of job that you want. I wanted to be able to someday work from home. Now that I've gotten a little bit older, I like working in the office, so I do part at home, part in the office. It's very flexible for me because I've made it so, right? So my end goal is to kind of keep doing what I'm doing. Obviously, I like to learn more, so I've worked for a tech company, I've worked for a pharmaceutical company, I've worked for this home building company, I've worked for different industries in my accounting, and I like to do that. I like to learn more about different industries, but I don't intend to ever become a CPA. I don't have that dream or that goal. I like the flexibility of where I'm at right now with a small business, where I can work in the office, work at home. I just had a baby about 6 months ago, so that's
you want to be at home.
A reason why I need a little bit of flexibility, and why I liked the idea of accounting growing up. So.
Yeah, well, it seems like you got your big long dream of being able to work from home.
Yeah. Sounds fancy, right?
Yeah. So what advice would you give to anyone who wants to be an accountant?
I think don't be scared away from accounting 1. I think some people take accounting 1 and they get a little bit nervous and think they can't do it. But if you kind of push through and you see what it has to offer, accounting is a really great career. You can, like I said, you can shape it to be what you want it to be. If you want to be a tax accountant, if you want to be an audit, if you want to work for a big corporation, or if you want to work for a small business, you really can do any of the above. And as you go into it, don't be scared away, but also look at the options of what you can have. And I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's a good career, and it's always in need. People always need accountants. I don't think I'll ever not have a job. If anything, I have I get lots of job opportunities thrown my way, you know, because it's always needed. They always need someone that's honest and good with money. So it's a good career.
Yeah,
it's a stable career.
Seems like just about everybody needs an accountant for every business.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to deal with the, you know, such detail of their business. So it will always be needed, and so it really is a good option when you start going to school.
Yeah. Well, cool. Do you want to show me around
Yeah.
what the business is like?
I'll show you our design center. Not that it has anything to do with my job, but it's just kind of fun to see. But unlock the door.
So you only have what, like 20 people that work here?
Oh, about 20, yeah. We're just a smaller home builder. We build about 100 homes per year. This is our design center, so you can come and choose railings and cabinet doors.
So this is how people come and decide how they want their house to look?
They come and decide, everything to choose from here. Carpet, tile, kitchen appliances.
It looks like a mini IKEA in here.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. This is definitely, I mean, even you have different hardware choices. They just really, I feel like Right Homes have designed a really nice design center that helps people see what there is to offer. You know, you can see different kinds of countertops and all sorts of stuff. And bathroom hardware. Right now the Parade of Homes is going on, and we have a home in the parade. And it's just kind of fun to see what everyone can design and build. And that's one thing that's fun about this job, is you get to see really happy home buyers move into some really nice homes.
Their own custom dream house.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, something I've kind of been surprised by when I've been job shadowing so many people is that there are so many people who are involved in like the housing industry.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Because, you know, there's like the banks that finance it, and then I've met with like engineers and architects who do the design work, and then, you know.
So you met with the agent, right?
Oh yeah, then there's the people who sell the homes.
Yeah, it's a big industry because Salt Lake City is kind of a booming environment right now. We have lots of people looking for homes, and so you need homes to house people.
Yeah.
So it really is a big deal right now. So yeah, this is our design center. You can also even choose exterior options too.
You get to choose the grass.
that's a rug, but we do have a landscaper come and do things as well. So.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So that's fun designers. These are some of the homes that we've built. Really neat things.
Dang, those are pretty fancy. So what is usually the price range of the houses people get custom built?
So we do production homes and custom homes. So our townhomes that we do out in Harriman range anywhere from the lower 200s up to 300s. But then we have some big custom homes that are multi-million-dollar homes. So we kind of go all over. And just really nice work. We have a really good designer. She does a really nice job. If you can see, this interior design in here is just spectacular. And then we work with really good trades that just know their stuff, really good brickwork and really good, stucco and interior plumbing, all that stuff. We have really good subcontractors that do just fabulous work.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having a house like this.
Yep, it'd be nice.
Well, that was pretty cool. There's a lot of jobs involved in building houses. And probably half of my videos so far have been involved with the construction or the selling or the designing or whatever involving the housing market. But I mean, there's a lot of good office jobs if you don't want to be out working in the sun all the time. So I mean, there's a lot to choose from. But I should have a bit of a more exciting, I guess you could say, video coming next, so look out for that. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.